Okay, I think I'm live. Hey everybody, how's it going? I think I'm live right now. So I just wanted to say welcome to the last event of our Entombed season. This is going to be the last Fire Slayer for the season. So make sure that if you have any coins remaining, go ahead and use your coins if you can. And also just wanted to make note of something too. I'm trying to do something a little bit different this time. I'm gonna try and keep the streams shorter. And thank you, Lily Zell, for a subscription. And so instead of doing the full hour, I'm going to try and keep it to just focusing on the event deck itself, the event update, and providing some useful information. And then I will be looking for also a stream also maybe on Sunday afternoons or something, just a different time frame where I can do a little bit longer, more relaxed conversations and not so much about like what's going to happen, etc. So maybe we can talk about like, the event review and any other discussions. Okay, so I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try and keep it within 15 minutes if possible. And so as a result of that, I'm not going to be doing my giveaways during the previews. Okay. All right. So just want to say hi to everybody here, and we're going to go right into it. So let's go and take a look at the cards here. So these are going to be the Cybersamurai for this fire event. Looks really cool. The art is really awesome. This is not the first time that they've done a ninja themed type, cards. They've done many of those in the past. And so I've always liked the art here, and this is no exception. So this is the ultimate form here, Clandestine Clan. And this is the deck that is the first time where they make the mention of the words gem crush and put it into their skill. So here you go. The battle skill here creates 4 power gems, 5s, and then for every 200 noble killer intensity, it goes up by another one. Okay, 3 turn cooldown, 9 gem charge rate, so pretty standard there. 2 passive abilities. The first one will occur when gem crush happens, right? And it will heal and then dispel all debuffs, okay? And so I think the only one that is going to cause issues for this card is going to be Toxin, because then healing will prevent this passive from happening. But otherwise, all the debuffs are going to be dispelled, which makes this a pretty good card. And it can occur once per turn for this card, but other cards that have this ability can still stack. So you can still do this, but you can't really dispel debuffs multiple times. So the only thing that you're going to be really getting stacks for is going to be the heal. So that means if you do, Gem Crush multiple times, all of your heroes that have this passive ability will heal and dispel. But like I said, just one hero is required in order to dispel the debuff, so it doesn't really make a difference anyway. And so everybody who's just joined in here, there is no raffle. I'm not doing a giveaway today. Okay. So the other passive ability, Final Honor. Again, when a Gem Crush occurs, it will increase the Noble Killer Intensity attack by 120%, and this will stack. So this is the one that actually makes sense to be stacking, where multiple cards that give you the Killer attack increase will stack to give you additionals. For every single one that you have, the more you have. So I personally think that the more cards that give you attack boost is going to be better. And looking at the cards here, they aren't too bad, actually, like between the Ultra Rare card and the Master Collection card. So we'll take a look at the Master Collection card here, which is Master Hero. Somebody made a joke before that say like, hey, the Master Hero is named Master Hero. It's kind of funny. Anyways, so the battle skill here creates 4 Power Gem Force, and then for every 200 Noble Killer Intensity, creates an additional one. And this one has a passive ability that gives you an additional killer attack by 120%. So it's okay that this card doesn't have the dispel, because honestly, like, you don't need multiple dispels between the hero, the ultimate form, and also the other card. Like, you just need the one. Really, it's going to be the heal. The heal is about 15%, and so like that's where it makes a difference. If the boss hits you for a lot, then the more Gem Crush you can do, the more healing you can have also. All right, and so let's go ahead and take a look at the Ultra Rare card. So Sharp-Eyed Shinobi. This is the Ultra Rare card, and what she does is she'll create more power gems. All right, so right off the bat, she creates 6 instead of 4, but it's the same rate afterwards. 200 intensity for every for additional one. So the difference is 2 initial power gems. But this is the passive that gives you 15% of your max HP, and so that means like whatever health you start at, every card that has this passive ability will heal for 15% of it, regardless of where your current health is. And I can't remember if this is the ability that boosts if you are using 3 keys or not, but I think that it's probably going to be just a 15% straight up. And so if you have like 2 cards, then it's going to heal you for 30% every time you have a Gem Crush. So if you can Gem Crush multiple times, then you can heal multiple times. And so this could be a very good healing deck also. And so 1 ultra rare and 1 ultimate form should be more than enough. And this is an area, one of the decks where, hey, the ultra rare card actually isn't too bad, because it doesn't just like do something and not give you any gems. This actually gives you power gems. So this whole deck combined is pretty good at giving you power gems. The battle skill for the event card Bionic Samurai Nobu also has the ability to create power gem 4s. This is an event card, folks, that creates power gem 4s. It's like power gem 4s everywhere. Everybody's throwing out power gem 4s because of Gem Crush. They now have power gem 4s coming out of all heroes. And this one also has the ability to create more, but this one is super slow. 300 Noble Killer Intensity for an additional one. It is super slow. I don't think that it's necessary for them to add another 100 intensity for the event card. I think they could have stuck with 2, but that's just me, right? But it does have a nice passive ability where this also increases the noble attack, but only by 20%. So like, there's a big difference between 120 and 20%. So like I think that this could have been better if it was like 50% or half, like 60%. I think that would have been better. So Captain McIntyre, if you wanted to spend the TBG coins, this is going to be the last season for your hard-won gorilla. So if you don't have it, spend on it. And if you don't want to get it for whatever reason, then you should get this fire event card if you don't have the hero for it. Otherwise, everything else basically sucks. Okay, so this is a support card here, Ana Bugaisha. This is a support card that will, basically, it's a basic skill, gives you fire gems and creates 8 of those. The passive ability, though, gives you a heal, so it does give you a nice heal whenever a Gem Crush happens. So it heals for 5% of your max HP. Now, if you think about it, some of the older cards, such as like, Guru and I think Testera, they also heal for 5% of max health. So like, these are the type of cards that can give you passive healing ability, except this one only happens if Gem Crush happens, so you need to be able to create gems constantly. But with a couple of support cards here, it can still keep you nice and healthy. So overall, this is a pretty nice deck for the healing capabilities and also gem spawn ability. So I think that this is a pretty decent fire deck, to be honest, when I take a look at it. And then if you take a look though at the skills, this is the thing to keep in mind. So you can dispel, but what's funny is the main predominant spells that the boss is going to be casting this time is Fear, which is not a debuff. It's considered a buff to the boss. And then the other one is going to be Dodge. Again, that's a buff to the boss. So all of your dispels isn't really going to be doing anything unless you have the support card, which dispels Weaken. Now, Weaken will be an issue for the cards that give you attack boost. So it's absolutely important for you to be able to dispel it. And I think what I think is important here is that the ultimate form and the ultra rare card both can dispel, and it's the order that matters. And so when a Gem Crush happens, it will heal and then dispel all debuff. But then the question is whether or not the debuff dispel happens before or after it increases the Noble Killer attack. So I'm going to assume that based on the order in which they've listed, it's going to heal, then dispel, then increase attack. If it's the other way around, where it's increase attack, then heal, then dispel, and if you're hit by Weaken, then it basically throws this entire passive ability out the window. So it's going to be important which way it is going to be. Yes, and so for anybody who's just joining in, no raffle today, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at, so I've got enough coins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 tiers because that's what I need in order to get the rest of the coins needed to pull 2 cards. I'm going to be crafting my deck regardless because I have enough coins. And so let's go ahead and open up right now. And so some of the other things to consider for this event is I wanted to talk about the additional prestige tier that they're introducing. I wanted to talk about a little bit. All right, so we got a card here, but nothing so far. So let's go to tier 2. Like, all I need is 3 tiers, and I could go to tier 4 if I don't get an event card by then, because if I get the event card, then I will also be able to get the Master Collection card, which is going to be nice. The Master Collection card is the one that's going to give you attack boost. And okay, well, we got a relic, and I think this is a rare relic, so that's good. So that means I'm going to be able to get the ultimate relic here, so that's good. Onaga Bugeisha is the support card, and let's go ahead and skip, and then let's go to tier 3. So tier 3, we are guaranteed 1 relic, and not sure what else is guaranteed, but for sure there's a relic that's guaranteed. It'll be really nice if I can get the event card, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get that. And so here is the guarantee card, and that's the Cyber Blade. So now I do have one ultimate relic. Okay, so that's the 3 tiers I have. That's going to be enough for me to be able to get the full deck. But like I said, I do need the event card. But given that because I'm going to be crafting regardless, I think I'm just going to go and craft the team. I'll worry about getting my shiny after I pull the trophy collection, because if I can get the event card then I don't need to go 4 tiers. Although the event card is not too bad, but let's go ahead and craft this deck now. Let's go ahead, no, you know what? I take that back. I think it's probably safer for me to go another tier in case I pull a card. That's actually what I should be doing. If I go another tier, guarantees me the event card, and then I might get a card, then I can save me a coin for something else. So let's go ahead and pull to tier 4, and then we can check out the deck in action so that we could take a look. And so there is the guaranteed event card. So now I'm going to be able to get the shiny, although probably not going to pull the shiny right now. Then I get 2 event cards. What do you know? All right, so and this is, I think, another relic. So unfortunately, no ultra rare card or the Master Collection card up to 4 tiers. But I did get 2 event cards, so I guess that's a little bit of a consolation. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, so there's, guaranteed I'm not going to be able to get additional card. I'm going to go ahead and craft, and then we're going to build up this team, and I'm going to show you also some of the other cards that could work this event. So we're going to go ahead and craft Master Hero. The Master Hero, named Master Hero. I think that's really funny. Okay, and then the other one is we're going to go ahead and craft our Sharp-Eyed Shinobi. So now what we've got is we got ourselves an ultimate form. Now, in my personal opinion, this is the deck where I think that it might be better. I personally always prefer to go with the attack boost rather than the heal. The dispel you already get if you have one of those. Like, I don't think you need more than one, but multiple Master Collection cards is going to be better, I think. All right, so let's go ahead and forge. And so we've got ourselves the ultimate form, and we can go ahead and get the ultimate relic, and then let's go ahead and equip that, and let's go and give it a shot. We're going to go against we're just going to go up against a regular silver team. Now, if you don't have the event deck, this is the card that is going to be in this season, Despots of Despair. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't sure that I wanted to necessarily get the event deck, just because I already have one that is 4 stars and it will be higher power than my event card. So I kind of feel like I need to have this here, but then the ultimate form has a nice ability. So I am still going to be using that. But Despots of Despair is available in the Proving Ground. It is basically the same as the Relentless Scholars, and it is also the same as Frozen Devastation, where it will nuke for an additional 1.5 times the damage, okay, of this card. And so this is the deck that I kind of, everybody who has this will be probably trying this, where if you have Hilaria, it is a card that's going to give you additional damage boost. and then it's going to power up your Bonafide Brawlers. So, and then the event deck or the ultimate form will give it a damage boost. And so just like Jailers with the hard one gorillas, it is going to be something similar, but the difference is there is no nuke. Okay, and so what we got from Jailers really was the nuke from hard one gorillas is really the one that made a difference. With this setup, it's still going to take multiple hits before you could actually take out the boss. So I just want to set the expectation that you can definitely use the Arcane Killer deck. It definitely will give you a damage boost, but it isn't going to be quite as fast as the previous Earth Slayer event. So I just want to make sure that we set the right expectations there. Okay, so now let's go ahead and try this against Legend Boss. And then we will take a look and see how well the deck performs. I guess I probably should have set up the team first. So let's go ahead and set up the team first. And what I will do, like I always say, is I will have other deck ideas afterwards, after this preview. Right now, what I want to focus on is, let's change this to Noble Killer. What I want to focus on is, showcasing how this deck itself works. And then we can sort of talk about some ideas, etc. And since I have this, I guess I'll just put them in here. Okay, and then I will put in my Noble Killer. So I've got this 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I think what I'll do is I'll just put in a Fire Relic for now. Okay, and so, like I said, in general, I think that having more than one Master Collection card is going to be more useful than having more than one Ultra Rare card. So if you have, and typically people who are able to get the shiny, that is going to be a benefit. And I already answered that question. The best card to get right now is going to be the hard one gorillas. And then if you don't need a hard one gorillas, if you can't make the ultimate form, then you should go and either try to get this Despots of Despair, or ultimately just whatever you can fill an ultimate form for. Nothing in there really makes a big difference. If you can forge an ultimate form, go ahead and forge it. So the question is that the Despot of Despair has bonus attack of 150%. So the reason why it cannot be as the nuke, just like the 3-key boost, is because it is capped at 150%. It is not the same as Hard One Gorillas. It's only capped at 150%. And because the Despot of Despair does not get boosted by the Hilaria cards, it's not an arcane card. So you're not going to be able to get that. They fixed it. Hard One Gorillas and Freedom Fighters, when it first came out, it was at 50. It was basically 5 times with 3 keys, and they did not intend for that to happen. So they fixed it afterwards, and no matter what you do, with 1 key or 3 keys, it doesn't matter. It's fixed at 150% of whatever the card damage is. Did I not summon it? Let's go ahead and take a look again. I thought I hit summon. Okay, so there you go. Yep. So we're gonna go up against Yagadra, and we're just gonna test out the ability. And I wanted to see, like, how easily it is gonna be to get the Gem Crush with this deck. And you should be able to get Gem Crush like on turn 1 too. Oh my gosh! Come on. Okay, so here's the deck right now. Let's go ahead and 1 key, 3 keys doesn't really matter. We're going to have a few turns here, so we're going to just kind of test this out. So keep in mind that what we're going to get here is we're going to get the heal and dispel and also attack boost every time that you can get. So right there, we get the Gem Crush, and it looks like we got the attack boost after the dispel. I think I saw the dispel happen, and then the boost happened after that. All right, so now if we go ahead and, basically just activate everything. So every time, it doesn't have to be a full board. So as soon as it happens, right, just one column, you're going to get this attack boost. And so I'm getting 40, another 120, so 240, 280. So I got 280 attack boost from that. But now there is a 3-turn cooldown for this deck overall. Okay, so like after using it, there's like it's very basic. Like I said, it's a 3-turn cooldown. But as as the intensity goes up, you're going to be able to create more, but you need 200 to go up. So like at this point, you're still going to create exactly the same amount. Okay, so you're going to get 6 plus 4 plus 4. So you're going to get 14 plus I think another 2 from each, right? So, 18 power gems with this particular setup here. So it's not bad. And, the thing about this type of deck is that with Gem Crush, sometimes when there's like too many gems there, like it's still really, I think that it's still really I don't know, like a lot of people still have really a hard time with it, and I'm actually playing so slow right now, I'm gonna time out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let's just try this one more time. I just want to see, right? So we're at 216 now, and now we're gonna create more power gems, and we should, like, we didn't even get a Gem Crush with that time, and so I'm gonna go out on a limb right now, and I'm gonna say that the deck mechanic is fine, but I probably wouldn't expect this to be the most powerful deck. Like, knowing what I know, and knowing that they're going to introduce a prestige level 6, this deck by itself doesn't feel like it's going to be able to do too much, because the attack boost is capped. Okay, so it's capped for the attack boost. At the end of it, really, it's just, you still need a bunch of Power Gem 5s that can upgrade to like Power Gem 20s, etc., to really get the big boost. But even then, it's not going to give you that much. So my take on this is, I don't believe that any single deck right now, with the way it's designed, is going to be as powerful as you think it should be. And so I have my doubts on whether or not this deck is going to be capable of taking down a prestige level 6 deck, a boss. And also, if you take a look at the Relic, what they mentioned here is the Relic has ability to create Power Gem 5, but if you pay attention, it only occurs at 4 stars. So when you read the advertisement, this is where I really, feel that they need to do better with their communication. You don't get Power Gem 5s from your relics unless you get 4 stars. And they will say things like cheaper Power Gems at 2 stars. All that means is, instead of getting your instead of creating a Power Gem 2 on the board with 5 Power Gems on there, you will create one if there's 4. So they decrease the requirement to 4. But pay attention to this, all right? At 2 stars for your ultimate relic, you're going to get that requirement dropped down to 4. And then when you get to 4 stars, that requirement goes back up to 5. You need 5 gems, Power Gems again, in order for that to create your Power Gem 5s. And then they make that a selling point to go to 6 stars, because now you go back down to 4. So is it really worth it? Well, if you can get Power Gem 5s, that's infinitely better than Power Gem 2. So definitely is, a big power boost at 4 stars. But it's 4 stars. You need to get 4 stars in order to get that. So it's not going to be cheap if you wanted to go for it. But that's what I'm saying. If you feel like, hey, you went all the way up to get like 3 stars, you're going to be good to go. No, you're still going to be getting 2 star. You're still going to get Power Gem 2s, not Power Gem 4s, Power Gem 5s, because of the fact that, it just wasn't clear when they mentioned it in the advertisement. All right. So here's my take. I think that it's better to have a mix. And if you wanted to mix your cards, if you have Santa, this is the case where I feel like, hey, if you can get your intensity up really quickly, the noble intensity up really quickly, you might consider putting like 1 Santa in there that can give you the boot, or you might actually need 2 Santas in order to do that, because Santas basically works just like Hilaria. It's going to create the Power Gems, and then it's going to boost your damage, and then you override them with your Power Gems. And then actually what we saw before is, if you have multiple Power Gems off Affinity, and then you do a match of the 2 highest Power Gems, that actually has bigger damage output than, say, all of the same color gems. It makes 0 sense whatsoever. I did terrible last event just because I couldn't even handle dealing with the bosses with my event deck. You guys remember that I got the full event deck. I got a full deck, and I couldn't do anything with the Corellian bosses. because I didn't have the right cards, because I didn't have the cards to do well, and I'm afraid of the same situation for this Slayer event. So that is my concern here. So Jennifer, you've emptied the vault, and so like if you have questions about the deck, feel free to reach out to me afterwards and join my chat room. There's a lot of discussions going on about the event deck also, and so check it out. Ask questions there. I won't be able to answer everything, but that's kind of like what I'm thinking. There's really the options you have here are you could go with the Despots of Despair. Right, you can go with the Despot of Despair because it also is a nuke card. So I feel like, going with this card, like I might throw this card in there along with the ninja cards. Just because like I still can get a little bit of a damage, but it's not as high, right? I'm not getting boosted. I'm not getting the noble attack boost. So I don't expect this to be the super powerful deck. Like it should do well. I expect it might even do well against tier 5. Or Prestige 5, but I can't imagine this doing anything to Prestige 6 personally. That's just, that's me being a little pessimistic, but that is based on the last 2 events. Based on the last 2 events, and this is my fear, is that they're going to continue to inch up the difficulty of the levels of the bosses, and the event deck is going to have to continue to play catch up. And honestly, without the attack boost in your cards, you should expect that you're probably not going to be able to take out the boss easily with a single attack. Just wanted to set expectations right. If I'm wrong, great, because that means you're going to have an easier time. But if I'm right, then at least, I hope you won't go into the event thinking like, hey, you spend a ton of money on a deck, you're going to do super well. I just don't want that disappointment. I'd rather go in cautiously about this, and we'll see. So I will give my feedback and also my thoughts on what decks we could go with, and then we will see how it works out. But like I said, your options are Hilaria plus the Bonafide Brawlers. That is your best option, one of the best options. The other one is to go with your Santa, right? Go with Santa and then your Noble Killer cards. But in all of these scenarios, really, you need an ultimate form of some sort. You need either the Despots of Despair to give you the 4x boost in order to boost your Bonafide Brawlers, or you need the event card that gives you the 9x damage boost for your other cards. Like in any of these situations, you still need that. Okay. So Vincent Harmon, you're playing Tiger and waiting for next season. Yeah, I think that is definitely in Slayers. That is something that you could potentially try to do. Okay, and so for everybody else, so thank you very much for joining here. I'm going to keep the stream short, so this is going to be it for me. Hopefully the summary of what I gave here makes sense, and I played a little bit. I know that I didn't play a lot, but like the mechanics here feels like it's basic. It's very, very basic. You get your Dispel, you get your Power Gems, and that is pretty much it. It's like 3-turn cooldown, and so it's a fine deck, and I think that the art is great. And I think that the fact that it dispels makes it a valuable card to use for many, many situations. It's just that the cards itself, beyond that, isn't there isn't anything else to really make it that much stronger as a deck. Okay, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. So when the event starts, we'll take a look. I'm not happy about the Prestige 6. I'll be very, very upfront and honest about that. I think that it's too early to be introducing this. They should have let this go for at least another month or so. Another season, really. Like they dropped Gem Crush in the middle of the season. They should have waited for at least another season to do all these changes. But that's just me. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What are your thoughts? What are your concerns? What are you looking forward to for this event, and what are you really worried about? I would love to hear them all. Comment down below in the comment section. Let me know. My chat room, I will comment down below. It is TBone LGOH chat, and so look it up and join my room. There's a lot of conversations there. A lot of people that can help you answer questions that I don't get a chance to. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. This is going to be it for me for today. Take care and look for me for the upcoming video, and I will have another stream on Sunday where we're going to do a post-event discussion. Okay, thank you very much.